Good morning, students. Welcome to the next class. So, in the previous class, we discussed regarding the types of correlation analysis. So, in this today's class, we are going to see the methods of studying correlation. Okay, in this correlation chapter, which methods we are going to study? That methods we are going to discuss today. So, here different methods are there in correlation analysis. Okay, the commonly used methods for studying the correlation between the two variables are here. The number one is scatter diagram method, graphic method, Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation method, concurrent deviation method, rank correlation. The next one is here correlation of group data. Okay, these six methods generally we will discuss, but as per our syllabus, we are going to focus on only three methods. Okay, after completion of our syllabus, we will discuss in 2 or 3 videos regarding scatter diagram method, graphic method, and correlation of group data also. So in this chapter now, I am focusing on Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation, concurrent deviation method, and rank correlation. Okay, here the Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Okay, you observe carefully. Okay, students, please note down these notes also. It will help you for examination point of view also. So you observe carefully. Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, a mathematical method for measuring the intensity or the magnitude of linear relationship between two variable series, was suggested by Carl Pearson's 1867 to 1936. A great British biometrician and statistician he was. The Carl Pearson's method, popularly known as Pearson's coefficient of correlation, is widely used in practice. Okay, he's a British statistician. Then he says that the Pearson coefficient of correlation is denoted by the symbol R. Okay, instead of writing Pearson coefficient of correlation, we will write a symbol called small r. It is one of the very few symbols that are used universally for describing the degree of correlation between two series. This method is to be applied only where deviations of items are taken from the actual mean and not from the assumed mean. Okay, so here this method is very important, and this r, small r, is universally accepted. It's a very few symbols that is accepted universally. And here in this method, in Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation, we are going to discuss two methods, that is actual mean and the assumed mean. Okay, what is actual mean and what is the assumed mean, we are going to see. Then here we, after completion of a problem, we will write a small conclusions. What are the conclusions? Then we will see now. The value of coefficient has obtained by the above formula shall be lie between plus r minus when r is equal to plus 1. It means there is a perfect positive correlation between the variables. Okay, after calculation process is completed, suppose you got the positive value. Positive value means here plus 1 or plus 0.5 plus 1 or plus 10 plus 100. Okay, it means there is a perfect positive correlation between the variables, that is x and y variables, or here husband age or wife age. Between these two variables we have a positive perfect correlation. The next, when r is equals to minus 1, it means there is a perfect negative correlation between the variables. Okay, after getting these value r is equal to minus 1 or r is equal to minus 5, you have to write a small interpretation that by observing the above problem, it is interpreted that there is a perfect negative correlation between the variables if the value is in minus. Okay, then when r is equals to 0, it means there is no relationship between the variables. However, in practice, such values of r has plus 1, minus 1, and zeros are very rare. We normally get the values lie between plus 1 and minus 1, such as plus 0.8, comma, minus 0.26, etc. Okay, here plus 1 and minus 1 or zeros are very rare while we are calculating the problems, but we normally get the values lie between the plus 1 and minus 1, such as here in fractions you will get the values 0 plus 0.8 and minus 0.26 values we will get. Okay, the coefficient of correlation describes not only the magnitude of correlation but also its direction also. Okay, here correlation coefficient it's not only describes its magnitude, but it is focusing on its direction also. Okay, if the positive value is there, then we will take a forward direction. If the negative value is there, we'll stop there and we will observe what is going to happen. Then after we will wait for the positive caution, then after we will move. Okay, these type of the directions will be given by the correlation coefficient. Thus plus 0.8 would mean that correlation is a positive because the sign of R is plus and the magnitude of correlation is 0.8. Similarly, minus 0.26 mean low degree of negative correlation. Low degree of negative correlation will be there. Then to calculate these two variables, here a small formula is given by the Karl-Pearson's. We call it as a Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation, and it is very easy to apply the formula. That is, R is equals to sigma x by xy divided by under root sigma x square into sigma y square. Okay, you have to remind these formula, then only you will get the problem answer, and it is very easy to remember, and it is very easy to calculate also. That R is equals to sigma xy divided by under root sigma x square into sigma y square, whereas here x is equals to x minus x bar and y is equals to y minus y bar. To get these x and y values, okay, to get these x and y values, this x and these y values, we are going to do x is equal to x minus x bar, y is equals to y minus y bar. Okay, then after here you observe what indicates this formula. This simplifies greatly the task of calculating correlation coefficient. They are here. Take the deviations of x series from the mean of x and these deviations by x. Square these deviations and obtain the total of sigma x square. In the same manner here, y deviation has to be taken and you will get the sigma y square values. After getting x and y values here, okay, then go for the calculation of multiply the deviations of x and y series and obtain the total, that is sigma x into y. Yes, substitute the values, that is sigma xy comma sigma x square sigma y square in the above formula after getting these values. Okay, for generally you have to focus on sigma xy, sigma under root sigma x square into sigma y square values. Okay, so here observe carefully, this is a formula which we are going to apply in the Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation in actual mean method. Okay, generally Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation is calculated in these two methods. They are as follows. This is the first method, actual mean method, and the assumed mean method. Okay, I will show one small problem. In these small problem you will get a good clarity also. This is small problem. So here at what time we have to apply this formula and at what situation we have to apply assumed mean method is important here. So we'll discuss while we are discussing this problem. So you observe carefully, these two methods we are going to study in these Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation problem and assumed mean method also. These are the Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation methods of studying correlation. We will discuss this topic. Okay, here Karl-Pearson coefficient of correlation in this topic we have two methods, that is actual mean, okay, actual mean and assumed mean. Assumed mean. Okay, in which type of situation we are going to apply this actual mean and at which situation we are going to apply assumed mean, we will discuss in the next class, and we will start problematic part also. So those who are not subscribed till now, please try to subscribe our channel Fine Telangana. We are going to learn this statistics subject in this channel completely because of the present situation demands. Okay, I think you got understood. After completion of these three methods, okay, after completion of these three methods, we will focus on scatter diagram method and graphic diagram method and correlation of group data at the end of completion of complete full syllabus of these subjects. So for today's class, listen this in class and prepare the notes. Okay, we will we'll meet in the next class. Thank you very much.